Hi all, today let's see top 16 cheapest international destinations from India in 2020. Before starting, please subscribe my channel Pristine Videos.
One of the most common myths is that traveling abroad is expensive.
Well, we bring good news to you, because it is not. All it takes to make it easy on your pockets is a meticulous research to get the best deals possible and smart planning. Here's the list which spells out everything that you need to know about a budgeted trip to these 16 foreign nations. 1. Vietnam. A one-way trip to the Southeast Asian country, famous for its beaches and Buddhist pagodas, costs around 17,000 rupees. Staying at a hostel is cheap and you can easily find one that charges 1,000 rupees per night. Staying at a mid-level hotel is also affordable, costing 8,500 rupees for a 7-day tour. For meals, a decent restaurant will serve you a 3-course meal for around 800 rupees. 2. Bhutan.
Taking a train to West Bengal, traveling to Hasimar, the town bordering Bhutan, and then booking a cab to Phuentsholing should not cost you more than 4,000 rupees.
You have the option to stay over at the locals to soak in the local traditions, which will cost around 1,500 rupees. You can also stay at hotels which start from 2,000 rupees per night. A typical meal costs between 100 rupees 400 rupees per person. 3. Nepal. Air tickets to Kathmandu start from 8,500 rupees. A decent hotel room will cost you between 1,000 rupees to 2,000 rupees. Meals in Nepal start from 500 rupees onwards and all depends on the cuisine and the place where you wish to eat. 4. South Korea. Traveling to Korea will be the most expensive part of your trip, but a good deal can bring the cost down to around 28,000 rupees for a round trip. If you plan to travel in a big group, you can avail a discount that will reduce the price of accommodation to around 1,500 rupees per person per night. You can also bunk up with the large Indian community living in South Korea. A meal from a good restaurant will cost you around 400 rupees. 5. Thailand. A round trip, if you find the right deals, will get you to and from Thailand in just about 18,000 rupees. Staying at hostels is the cheapest, that'll cost about 200 rupees 400 rupees per night. You can also choose to stay at a hotel which will cost you around 1,200 rupees per day. The food in Thailand is super cheap and you will not have to shell out more than 300 rupees per meal. 6. Indonesia. A round-trip flight can be managed under 20,000 rupees. Hotels in Indonesia are cheap and you can get rooms for as low as 1,000 rupees per night. The food is also quite affordable, costing around 700 rupees to keep you full all day long. 7. Singapore. A good deal can help you book flight tickets for as low as 16,000 rupees. You can book your stay at a hostel which will around 1,500 rupees per night. You can get a full meal at a hawker center for around 500 rupees. 8. Sri Lanka. Flight tickets average at around 11,000 rupees and if you find a good deal, it can go down to around 9,000 rupees.
Hostels and Airbnb are the cheapest accommodation you can find, which will charge you as low as 700 rupees 1,000 rupees per night.
Depending on the place you choose to dine at, the cost of food will come between 300 rupees 1,000 rupees. 9. Oman. Airfare for Oman starts from 12,000 rupees. By shelling out only 2,300 rupees, you can get a nice Airbnb, which is also the cheapest. Food, however, is expensive and a single meal may cost you 600 rupees or onwards. 10. Malaysia. One-way flight tickets to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's capital, will cost under 10k. Hotels are also cheap, which can be booked for as low as 600 rupees. In a central business district, food will cost only about 300 rupees per meal. 11. Cambodia. If you can find a good deal, air tickets can be booked for as low as 13,000 rupees. You can spend the night at guest houses which will charge less than 1,000 rupees per night. Meals at local restaurants come at around 300 rupees per person. 12.
Myanmar.
Since Myanmar borders Manipur, you can easily travel by road. It is the cheapest way to travel. Accommodation in Myanmar costs less than 1,000 rupees per night. A satisfying meal will cost only around 300 rupees. 13. Taiwan. Air tickets can be availed for as low as 15,000 rupees. Staying at a hostel is the cheapest option, which will cost you about 700 rupees per night. The street food is amazing and you can eat a full meal for just 150 rupees. Eating at a mid-level restaurant would cost about 400 rupees for a 3-course meal. 14. Laos. A good deal will let you book flight tickets from Chennai for as low as 14,000 rupees.
The cheapest way to spend a night is in dorm rooms that will charge you between 400 rupees 800 rupees.
Food in Laos is really cheap and you can eat at a local restaurant for around 300 rupees. 15. Maldives. A round trip to Male can be booked for under 20k. Keep an eye on good deals to get the best price. You can stay at a guest house that will cost you an average of 1,500 rupees per night. The local restaurants are quite affordable, where you can have an entire meal for 200 rupees. 16. Seychelles. For just 16,000 rupees, you can fly to Mahé Island, which one of the numerous islands of Seychelles. You can stay at hostels for less than 1000 rupees per night and have a hearty meal for less than 500 rupees. So which country you are planning to visit? Thanks and like the video if you have got travel information and subscribe my channel.